Hello 99 Army, boys and girls, and welcome back to another Storytime video. Since the college football season kicks off tomorrow, it's not next Thursday, it's tomorrow with week 0. In case you don't know, there's been week 0 games played for a few years now. The week before week 1, of course, as you can imagine, where a few teams play. Now, the games haven't been that good in previous years, so you probably haven't heard of it before this year, but Florida and Miami, and I believe Orlando, is the big game that is going to take place. Now, in the spirit of college football, I'm going to be talking about which team I root for in terms of college football and why. So, in terms of the NFL, you know that you possibly know that I like the Carolina Panthers. Now, in terms of college football, I like the South Carolina Gamecocks. Now, that's because I was born in South Carolina, and my earliest memory of rooting for South Carolina is back when back in 2007. I remember watching South Carolina versus Clemson. I was flipping back and forth between some stuff, or between a couple of matches, including Texas and Texas A&M at the time. Which, by the way, I wish those two teams would play each other again. Oh, it's been 8 years since they played each other. So long that Ryan Tannehill was the Texas A&M quarterback at the time. But anyway, so I remember I wanted South Carolina to win over Clemson. And I remember that 2007 game was won on a last-second field goal. Well, maybe it wasn't the last play of the game, but I remember it was, well, I remember it being the last play of the game. A field goal that Clemson kicked that allowed them to win 23-21. I still remember that score to this day. For some reason, I still remember it. But regardless, though, I did also remember that that game put South Carolina at 6-6 for the season. Now, because of the fact that that loss did not make South Carolina bowl eligible, well, what I thought at the time made them not bowl eligible. I thought you had to go 7-5 in the regular season to be bowl eligible. After I looked it up earlier this week, turns out you don't have to. Back in 07, you didn't have to be 7-5. I thought they changed that rule in 2008 that you only had to be 6-6. But as it turns out, South Carolina was not invited to a bowl game. Now, fun fact though, that Clemson team was coached by Terry Bowden in his last full season at Clemson before Dabo Swinney took over. You know, he's one of the top 2 coaches in college football, maybe arguably the best, but he's no worse than 2, or the second best. And so I am a South Carolina Gamecocks fan, and I will be amazed. Well, I will be happy if they get to 6-6 again this year, because their schedule is brutal. Their schedule is just flat out brutal. But yeah, another fun fact, that 2007 South Carolina team started the year 5-1 before, or maybe they started, I think they actually started 6-1 before they lost 5 straight games to close out the regular season. Oh, God. Which, I did get curious. I looked up the season, and I know some of you are going to go, hey, you know the score because you looked at it. Well, I knew that before that. And I tried to actually look up the full game on YouTube earlier today, I think it was yesterday or Wednesday. I tried to look up the full game on YouTube, and I couldn't find it. I found basically every other year except 2007. So if some YouTuber out there that's watching this that has, or that either has or can get the 2007 South Carolina versus Clemson football game, I would really, really appreciate it, and I would love you forever. I haven't watched that game since, but I do remember last second Clemson field goal, they win 23-21. So, and had I wanted Clemson to win that game 12 years ago, I would be a Clemson fan, and I would be an honest one too, might I add. But that was in a time when South Carolina wasn't that good, and they're still not that good, but they've been good in between that. And Clemson's, I think, the best team in the country, to be honest. Probably made some Alabama fans mad. But 44-16 speaks volumes with people, and it does with me. So, I am personally excited for college football season, and I am excited to see how well or how disappointing the South Carolina Gamecocks do in 2019. And so yes, guys, I do believe that will do it for this storytime video. And until the next storytime video, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys. Thank you all for watching.